Program on leadership certification. This is a program run parallel with certification in management consulting. And in this program, we are building the leadership acumenship, skill and capabilities to the consultant and the any individual interested to review his leadership capability, to engulf knowledge on leadership and being able to deliver the best. So it's of interest to anyone who intend to modify, improve, or get certification on his leadership skill and capability. This is an elective subject to the management consulting training, but is independent run. So for management consulting mainstream, it is taken as added to or an additional to, which is very important. So I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you all. And in the next 5 minutes, our program will start for today. And today is our lecture number 2. We started on our first lecture where we put both practical and the theoretical understanding of the leadership, qualities of a leader, characteristics of a leader, traits of a leader, do and don't in the leadership. We also differentiated between whether a leader is born or is made, and in that regard we went to the corner cut of difference between a leader and a manager. So today we will continue with the personality traits, which are very important. On myself as a presenter, when I learn them, it has helped me a lot to see my subordinate. One of my biggest lessons I learned in leadership is from the army, having worked with one of the army generals as my supervisor. And he taught me that as a leader, you must understand your subordinates in the organization. You must understand your church members in a church setting or other religious setting. As a leader, you must understand your followers in whatsoever setting is one of the obligations of the leader. And in that regard, traits is a cornerstone of that basic understanding. And today, we shall try to learn the traits of different people, including yourself, and see how can it help to deduce the best leadership capabilities in you. So our session will resume in next 5 minutes, and from thence we shall much concentrate on the leadership traits. So till next 5 minutes to come, see you then. So please welcome back, and we now start our lecture, and it's not only a lecture but it's about knowledge sharing, and our introductory part is on the course of the leadership certification program, and today we are going to session 3, and our coverage will be on personality style and so-called leadership. I put an introduction that one of the things I learned from my army supervisor, he was a general, is as a leader, you must know your followers. You must know your subordinate. It went as far as looking whether they are married or not married. Because you are both a leader and they presume you to be a leader, not only in the office setting, but also in every area of their growth. Now, to start with about the personality style, I was raised in a family where my father was very tough. Whatever you do, he used to spank us. So the only way you can learn is through caning. And that was difficult. So we never realized who are we after a very long time. So when I grew up and I got married and got some children, I'd also to consider raising my kid on the same kind of approach. Is until when I learned about personality style, I come to understand the difference. Like the fingers of your hand, people differ on their personality. There are people who speak too much. There are people who are quiet. There are people who are considerate. There are people who react very, very quickly. There are people who takes time to think and speak out. Different personalities. So personality style are habits, behavior, and personality that makes one person different from another. A person who is born quiet is very difficult to train him to be a talkative person, despite the fact that it's possible if he wishes so, but it can take some time. But you cannot force it. It will all depend on the willingness of a person to transform himself. Are you working to enjoy life or enjoying life to work? What is your thinking? I repeat, are you working to enjoy life, or you are enjoying life to work? I don't have the answer. But I think working is part and parcel of my life. When our personalities are very different from another person's personality, we may see them as difficult, annoying, strange, and other countless negative adjectives. It goes even to marriage. When a husband is talkative and the wife is quiet, sometimes the husband becomes annoyed. When a husband is sharp to answer, is extrovert, and the wife is quiet and cool, introvert, sometimes you may say that they are kind of pride, they've got the pride on themselves. In time we cease to see this adjective as our opinion instead. We treat them as fast, especially if others are very good with us. This opinion then make it difficult. It's not possible to make that person successful. You need to agree that that's how another person is made. Keep living in a situation is learning about the many differences in a personality so that one gains insight into why the other person acts the way they do. Why they act that way you need to learn. And through learning, it's easier for you to manage those people, to control them. For those who are reading the Bible, Lord Jesus Christ has different personalities. There was one who was very vocal. Every time he's just answering everything quickly and bluntly. That was Peter. But we had John, who many times was quiet and was sitting on the chest of Jesus all the time, just listening. So all those are the personality style. When the Lord Jesus was killed, the first person to run away to continue the business was Peter. But other members of the team were quiet. All that is about personality. You need to know your people to be able to lead them. Some 2 questions and issues to consider as we look on the personality style. So we've got 4 personalities that have been defined by the psychologists and the people who have studied about human behavior for a long time. The first one are the people, then we call them choleric. Second one is sanguine. Third one is phlegmatic. And the fourth one is melancholic. But before I go to the depths of that, it is important to see on the matrix I've drawn there, which I take it from one of the books, in the middle, crossing up, down, south, north. On the left side of the sphere, these people are called introvert. Introvert are the people who are not talkative. They are not fast runners, not learning, runners. On the right, we have got extrovert. These are the people who are spoken. They can speak. They can show their emotion very quickly. So in the square, in the sphere, also crossing from east to west, there are people, call them, who are emotionally sensitive. And there are people who have got emotional stability. Another sphere. Now, for purpose of understanding, we have got introvert and extrovert personalities. We have got emotional sensitive people, highly emotional people, and emotional stable people. I repeat, We've got introvert and extrovert. We've got emotional sensitive and emotional stable people. So let's start with choleric. These are the people who are extrovert. They're outspoken, but also they are charged emotionally. They're aggressive. They're excitable. They're active.